Welcome to the Bad X Release Show on Covers. Thanks for joining us here every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 9:15. Hi to everybody there in the chat. Hi to Derek. Hi to producer Mick. Don't forget to smash that thumb button. Thank you very much, Reed. Big day here. Up and down Wednesday. It was a funny one. Clement burned us again. I think they finished with 5 hits. Ryan Pepiot hangs on. That was a fantastic wake and rake at the 5.5. Somehow finished with 5. Keiko cashes early. Rom was a no sweat. Lucchese got the leash. That one sucked. The handicap was there. He got the leash. He just didn't get the number.
He pitched into the 8th inning, and he didn't get this. It's such a low bar, crazy. And then
it was 3.5. Sanchez absolutely deals versus the Braves, but 7-6 plus 0.65 units on the week, turning around September. So let's go. Friday, September 15th. A big day here. This is the release procedure. If you're new to the show, we'll tell you what book has the best price. Hopefully some secondary books. Give you some time. Log into your accounts. We'll tell you the game we're betting on, followed by the prop market, the team, the players on, the player, and then the bet, the over-under. Making sure everybody can get there because Derek's numbers certainly have some influence on the market. So in saying that today, 9 plays going across a lot of markets. EV was down earlier, so we just got these numbers. So these are actually pretty fresh. If you're looking at, if you haven't got to it, a lot of other people haven't. So I know a lot of people are betting versus these markets. So let's get them out. We'll go quickly here. Start release 1. We are at Bet365. Secondary book includes BetMGM. Game in question, Yankees at Pirates. Head over to pitcher strikeouts. Hey, 1 for 1. Let's go for release number 1. Pittsburgh starting pitcher Johan Oviedo under 5.5 Ks plus 120. Oviedo under 5.5 Ks plus 120. We see it every week. We see it every 5 days, basically. Oviedo's number just comes down. This is probably the best number and best price we've ever gotten on him.
Yeah. This is one where he has moved down a lot this morning. Most books opened at 6.5, and they're all down to 5.5 now. But plus 120 is still good. The bat's projecting 5.1, about a 60% win rate here. The Yankees these days are a very strikeout-heavy offense, but Oviedo is he's not a big strikeout guy. I don't get why the lines are set the way they are, and the market clearly is on our side here. Pinnacle's at the low end at, I think, plus 104 last I looked. So, the 6.5 would have been nice, but this is still good.
Yeah, the bottom half of that Yankees lineup and what the Yankees trot out there between day to day can change, I'm sure, the projections dramatically because they can get ugly down there. When they get the Higashioka lineup in there, it's a little funky. But 5.5 plus 120, like to be on the plus side of the odds there. Release number 2. Let's stay at 365. Secondary book includes American Betway, Barstool. I don't know if it's ESPN yet. Game in question, Minnesota at the Chicago White Sox. And cheers to anybody who was on who did Chicago start yesterday? Jose Urena. He got his over 2.5, I think, in the 6th inning. Like, he went actually pretty deep. All right, let's go to pitcher Ks. I always like to double cross-reference the number from Derek's text here. There we go. So for release number 2, make sure the number's there. It is Minnesota starting pitcher Bailey Ober under 5.5 Ks minus 120. Ober under 5.5 Ks minus 120. Let us know if you're seeing that somewhere else at a better price. Pretty sure this is the best number. Let us know if you've seen a secondary price. Obviously, the White Sox, a high strikeout team. Or in the market, they think they're a high strikeout team, but 5.5 here. Are we expecting Ober to go 6 innings?
I would think not. He was sent down to the minors. He's back up. Hasn't gone very deep in almost a month. I think we're probably going to have a cap on him, probably around 85 pitches or so, which is going to make 5.5 a little bit tougher to get. Plus, he's going into a really tough park where he could just get lit up, give up home runs, and get pulled early because of that. The market may think they're a high strikeout offense. The bat hasn't projected pretty average. So I think there's a lot here to like. The bat's projecting 4.75, 3/4 of a strikeout under, and potentially a cap on Ober's pitches.
Nice. We're seeing everybody there in the chat post about -120 everywhere else. FanDuel -130. These are the type of plays that Derek says that are information based, that throughout the course of the day, once people pick up on that information, realize his leash is short, realizing that he's coming back off an extended break, that could fall down for sure. So Bailey Ober under 5.5 Ks. And let's be honest, Minnesota does not want to go into the playoffs with someone like Dallas Keuchel possible in a 4. So they want to make sure that they're a little safer with their other pitchers. So maybe oven mitts with Ober today. That would be fantastic. Release number 3, still at 365. We're the market's pitcher walk. So if your other books has pitcher walks, go check out there. The game in question, Texas at Cleveland. As I mentioned, walks issued. Did we hit him in his last start? I'm not sure. I think I might have hit him. So. He's a fun one.
Yeah.
Release number 3, Texas starting pitcher Jon Gray. Over 1.5 walks plus 120. Over 1.5 walks plus 120 for the Texas starter. Cleveland, obviously, I mean, not as great as an offense as they were last year, but they're still not striking out. They still see a lot of pitches, work a lot of counts. What's the projections here for the Texas starter?
Projection here is right about 2. So half a walk over, plus 120, about a 60% win rate. Looks good to me. Like you said, this is a patient Cleveland offense, above average walk rate. Gray's a guy who can get wild at times, can walk guys. This looks pretty good.
No, Jon Gray over 1.5 walks plus 120. If you haven't watched, if you haven't bet the walk market, it is so it's so tense. Like,
oh yeah,
it's so tense on both sides, the over and the under. It's probably one of the tightest games you watch. Like, you're just locked in for every pitch, and you wouldn't be surprised at how many full count pitches are actually thrown in a game. All right, for release number 4, let's head over to DraftKings. Secondary book includes American Betway. Going to stick with that same market if you're looking around for another book. Game in question, Philadelphia at St. Louis. The Phillies at the Cards. And as I mentioned, let's stay with that same market. Pitcher walks issued. Not often we head over to DK for this market.
Yeah.
Where it's denoted as walks. Number is still there. Philadelphia starting pitcher Aaron Nola under 1.5 walks plus 125. Nola under 1.5 walks plus 125. Let us know if you're seeing that somewhere else. Similar number. Appreciate it. I mean, Nola, obviously long leash, and there we go. What? Wow. That is fast movement. I'm not going to lie. That's just 15 points of movement just like that. We don't even see that kind of movement in the player hitter strikeouts market. So a 15-point right before your face. What are the projections here for Nola?
Oh, it just moved another 10, it looked like.
Oh, wow. 25 points.
Projection is 1.4. So a little better than 50% chance. 57, the bat says, at plus 125 is good. Nola's obviously has the leash, but he's really good, really low strikeout guy. St. Louis is a little below average for walks. None of these are like hit you over the head, 80% win rate plays, but we're still getting in at good numbers, where we're favored anyway, and we're getting plus money.
Yeah, quick trigger indeed. Just pulled up 365 sitting at plus 120 still for those that missed the plus 125. That will be your next best price there. Book moves a little slower. We're starting to see DK move a little faster, starting to turn into that bet MGM speed. All right, let's keep it rolling. Release 5 of 9 coming up here. And I can't remember the last time we played this market, but this is pretty book specific too. DK.
I think we did this one with a Judge.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
I think we got on the other side of Judge because everyone was expecting him to walk. Dun, dun, dun. Does anyone know why it takes some books so long to open their markets? The longer they wait, the less risk they have because they can price off the efficient markets.
Yep.
That's a generic answer. All right, Philly, St. Louis. Let's stay there. All right, let's make things difficult on producer Mick to find a market I don't think he's had to find before. Hitter walks. Okay. Scroll past first RBI, first run, first hit, first home run, first check swing. All right. Look at the jumping.
No, that's ours.
Yeah, get there quick. We just lost 10 points for release number 5. Kyle Schwarber under 0.5 walks, just moved plus 180 now. Kyle Schwarber under 0.5 walks plus 180. That's going to fall.
It moved 6 seconds before we said it.
I'm telling it's obviously your numbers and projections that are driving that. Nobody's waking up and being like, "Oh, I can't wait to hit that Kyle Schwarber under walks market. It better be at plus 180 or I'm not playing it at all."
Yeah, so I mean, we don't hit this market often, and there's nothing really special about the matchup or anything.
Plus 160
anything today. It's just the line is just severely mispriced. Schwarber has gone under here this year. This bet is won, if you look at all of his games, 43% of the time, which would imply plus 133 or so. The bat thinks it's closer to a 50-50 today. So plus 180 at that is still really, really good. Obviously, Schwarber's a guy who walks a ton, but you look at FanGraphs, most systems are projecting a little bit of regression in his walk rate. Zach Thompson's not like a high strikeout kind of guy. It's really the numbers just kind of mispriced.
Yeah, and it's correcting itself in front of our eyes. So Kyle Schwarber under 0.5 walks, got that at plus 180. As I correct that number for filing purposes. Release 6. Make sure we're right. Bet Rivers hanging a funny number here. 365 is the next best, but I believe it's about 15 to 13 points off. Game in question, San Diego at Oakland, going to the late games. And they just took it down.
They just took it.
I'm living in the
Schwarber.
past. No, they took down Schwarber.
Okay, I thought we lost this one too.
The walks market's getting pounded. Release number 6. We're at Bet Rivers, like I said, 365. Game in question, San Diego at Oakland. Let's go player hits. And if you don't have a Bet Rivers account, I suggest you get one because I really love the alt overs and alt unders for pretty much everything.
Yeah, they're fun.
It's super fair to offer two-way markets on everything. When you start to see things where like alt markets are always just one way to the over. All right. Where's our boy? There he is. 43 still there. Great price. Let's go. Player hits. Release number 6. He sends me these people I've never heard of. I believe he plays for San Diego. Let's go. Matt Batten under 0.5 hits plus 143. Matthew Batten under 0.5 hits plus 143. Facing Sean Newcomb, the lefty. So likely a short leash. 62 pitches in his last turn. So a quick turn for an end of the order hitter here in Batten.
Yep, exactly. Newcomb is not a good pitcher, so we're going to have to sweat out the at-bats against him, but he's going to be limited to 75 or 80 pitches here. He's not going to be able to go deeper than that based on, I mean, he was pitching out of the bullpen, it looks like, in the minors for most of this year. Batten's a weak hitter with a high pinch hit risk, 26%. So not crazy high, but definitely a pretty high risk against a pitcher who's not going to go very deep. Like there's a chance of just 2 at-bats here.
Bet Rivers limits you in the blink of an eye, will also limit you to cents immediately. Good heads up from everybody. They limit me to cents on the dollar. Okay, fantastic. No, that is great information because, like we said, we try to mention as much as we can. Full transparency. Betting releases constantly will get you flagged. But yes, some books obviously different than other books. So Bet Rivers on the list of books to flag you quickly. And once you probably get booked there, I'm sure you're probably getting booked at other Canby books too. So Matt Batten under 0.5 hits plus 143. Release number 7 of 9. We're at Bet365. Secondary books include DK American Betway. Let's go to Milwaukee. Nats, Brewers. Prop market looking at pitcher walks. And our number is still there. Fantastic. For release number 7, Milwaukee starting pitcher. Crafty veteran Wade Miley over 1.5 walks plus 155. Miley over 1.5 walks plus 155. If you've ever seen his thumbnail as a pitcher in anything, he looks like the scariest and happiest human being all lined up in one. What are the projections here for Miley, who, like I said, he's not a crazy high walk guy, but he's getting a longer leash, which can also add to the number here.
Yeah, projections 1.7. This is one where it's closer to 50-50, but we're getting plus 155 on it. It'll probably be sweaty. Washington doesn't walk a lot. Miley's not a huge walk guy, but between the leash and just everything the back considers, it sees this as closer to 50-50 than a plus 155 number gives us. So good value on it. And
there's still the value of basically undervaluing Washington as an offense. Mm-hmm. They take a lot of pitches. They don't strike out as much. They might not be a hard-hitting, home run-hitting offense, but they take a lot of pitches. Kind of in the same vein of Cleveland.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Release 8, 365. 2 more to go. Boys in the chat just want some Ibañez. Not getting any Ibañez today. And you say Jordan Diaz. I think we've only done 2 Jordan Diaz. I think we've only done him twice.
I think at least 2. It could have been 3. I mean, we've done him a couple times at least.
Atlanta, Miami. Braves at the Marlins. Let's go to pitcher hits allowed. Yay. That number will be gone soon.
Yeah.
For release 8, Johnny Cueto. Over 5.5 hits plus 110. Johnny Cueto over 5.5 hits plus 110. Let us know if you're looking at that somewhere else. I only had 365, so I didn't mention the secondary book, so help the chat out if you don't have a 365 account and you see it somewhere else. Johnny Cueto, I believe, number 7, active wins list. The guy just eats innings. He still does. Like, they still throw him out there so much. It's absolutely incredible. how efficient, not like how he gets deep into games. It's pretty remarkable. This man deserves a lot of respect when he retires, but 5.5 hits is pretty easy for a guy that can either implode like he can, absolutely implode because he just doesn't have the stuff, or just in straight volume.
Exactly. He's got a long leash still. He's much older and worse than he was a few years ago. He's facing the Atlanta Braves. The bat's projecting 6.7, so we're getting more than a full hit over the line here. So plus 110 is great for that.
Cueto is this generation's Livan Hernandez. Oh, there you go.
Pretty good comp.
Okay, DK's fallen so quick today. DK fell to minus 110 in the snap. Appreciate that, Ryan Hogan. Yeah, DK's all over it. Yeah, my only note I wrote down for Johnny Cueto says longest old man leash in the history of baseball. Fantastic. Moving on. Great analysis. Starting final release here. If you haven't hit that like button, please do. Producer Mick will hit me if you don't. At least berate me and bully me later. Just kidding. Producer Mick is the man. DK. Let's go. No secondary books. I don't think MGM has this guy. Could. LA at Seattle.
Another guy you had to look up probably, huh?
when you in the chat, when you're sending the picks over, when you have to put a first name, yeah. I have to find out what game this is. Who is this guy? Prop market hitter K's. And if you think I spent any time trying to figure out how to say his last name without a terrible Italian accent, you are incorrect. So you're getting my best one. For release, number 9. Yay! No pitcher. No pitcher. Seattle, no pitcher. Dominique Canzoni, under 0.5 hitter K's. Plus 200. Wow, that is a big number. That's a massive number.
Yeah, it is.
Canzone plus 200, now plus 185. Tell me about this Canzone character. Plus 180.
He's been up for the last couple months or so. Not a high strikeout guy, only a 16% strikeout rate this year in the majors, 13% at AAA earlier this year. The Batten most systems are projecting him around 20, but that's still below average. We have a little bit of pinch hit risk here at 13%. He's facing, obviously a young pitcher with good stuff, but plus 200 is just too high of a number. The Bat thinks this wins about 44% of the time, which at plus 200 is fantastic.
Interesting. I like what was it, Wednesday? The Xavier, what was his last name? Like that was mispriced too.
Yep, similar play to that.
Yeah, I mean, I was so surprised to see like what, a 17% K percentage, because usually when you see these numbers, it's like it's almost tipping to 1.5, like you're getting to Joey Gallo territory, but that's not where we are. No guy who's trying to make the MLB is allowed to strike out at a 50% rate. So Canzoni here at plus 200. So Xavier Edwards has been money this week on under strikeouts. So happy you're riding that, Milo. Former Buckeye, last name is Canzone. Thank you, Greg Murray.
I like the way you said it better.
Yeah, because a lot of Italians are naming their kid Dominic. Yeah. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 9:15 a.m. here all season long, plus the playoffs. Check us on the Blitz too. Let's get a quick rundown for those maybe jumping in late. And if you haven't already, hit that like, subscribe button. Johan Oviedo under 5.5 Ks plus 120. Haven't been on him for 2 weeks, so we're back on. Ober under 5.5 Ks minus 120. Hopefully a shorter leash coming back up. We got Gray over 1.5 walks plus 120. Really like that walk play. Nola under 1.5 walks plus 125. Solid plus money for a guy with great command. Schwarber under 0.5 walks. We absolutely destroyed that market. The value is pretty much gone. Matt Batten under 0.5 hits plus 143. Rivers was about 20 points off from the market from everywhere else. Wade Miley over 1.5 walks, about a coin flip at plus 155. Johnny Cueto, if you know, you know, the man is a stud, and he could throw 135 pitches out of nowhere. 5.5 hits is beautiful. He could also go 2 1/3. And then Canzone, Dominic Canzone. Everybody knows who he is. He's obviously a guy who plays in, I forgot, I think it's Seattle. Yeah, we just watched that market crash, under 0.5 hitter strikeouts at DK. They were quick to the trigger today. So that will wrap us up here for the week on the Bat X release show. We'll have our blitz plays out for Sunday night football, Friday night football, and then we'll be back here for more release MLB stuff for Tuesday. So appreciate everybody in the chat. Thanks to Derek. Thanks to everyone. We'll see you back here Tuesday, 9:15 a.m.